Yeah, people are getting active in Singapore into the U.S. markets. What are they buying? What are they telling you?
Yeah, first off, I always think it's great to look at the Singapore population versus the overall population, try to distinguish, what was the same, what was different. One of the things that really stuck out to me is we saw the overall TD Ameritrade population kind of bottom out in sentiment at the end of last year, November, December timeframe, where we actually saw the lowest readings since April of 2020. But that did uptick January, February before going unchanged now into the March release that came out on Monday. However, for Singapore, we've actually seen 4 straight months of higher prints in the Singapore Investor Movement Index. So the Singapore subpopulation of TD Ameritrade clients has been a little bit more optimistic as measured by the risks that they're taking, a little bit more bullish, if you will. There was a lot of similarities, though. Of course, both populations were net buyers of equities on the whole. And this is the second straight month of that for the overall population. But this marks 5 straight months for the Singapore clients amongst the TD Ameritrade Singapore clients, 5 straight months of equity buying. And as you mentioned, obviously financials really stuck out. That was the most net bought sector for both groups. And then net sold, it was a little bit more of a contrarian play. Communication services, information technology were the sectors that saw the most selling.
What's really interesting for me is that clients actually sold companies like Apple and Nvidia into the strength. Why would they do that at a time when Fed policy is expected to stabilize? Pause.
Yeah, I think this is a really good question. I think it comes down to, quite simply, the old adage of trying to buy low and simply sell high. If you look at a name like NVIDIA, it's really been the key cornerstone piece to the AI kind of hype that we've seen drive a lot of the growth incentive in terms of the price action in 2023. NVIDIA is seen as that key main player supplying a ton of the chips to that space. It's seen a huge rally in light of that, and it's a net sold name because of that strength, quite simply. You look at a name like Apple, it's been very, very resilient. It has a super strong market position, particularly in the U.S., but also globally in terms of its smartphones that it's making with the iPhone and beyond within its ecosystem. And then you even look down the list. Names like Meta were also net sold, and while they've done okay to start this year, it's really been a tale of basically 2 sets of 6 months. It's really, really struggled in much of 2022. It was a very net bought name during that time, and now you're seeing the comeback in a name like Meta Platforms, formerly known as Facebook, and now we see clients both in Singapore and the greater TD Ameritrade population selling into that strength after being net buyers in the depths of the selling last year.